Very good day to all. Today we'll be talking about vertical microgardening and on how we could incorporate it into our lifestyles. What are vertical microgardens? It's a space-saving method for growing plants in a limited space. We'll be discussing the problems people face when it comes to accessing fresh produce. In many of these areas, fresh fruits and vegetables are only available in supermarkets or markets. For people living in low income communities such as slums or rural regions, these foods are often way too expensive or too far away to access easily. One major reason for this lack of available land, traditional farming needs large open spaces, but urbanization and soil degradation have made that difficult. As a result, we face food shortages and high prices. Much of the cost comes not just from production but also from added taxes and the many stages of the supply chain. So, what can we do? One practical and innovative solution is vertical microgardening or vertical farming. This method allows people to grow food in small vertical spaces like balconies, rooftops, or even indoor walls. It doesn't require large plots of land, just a little creativity and care. Vertical microgardens are space saving and cost effective. They make it easy for people in urban environments to grow their own food, even in small homes or apartments. This not only saves money, but also reduces reliance on commercial farms, freeing up land for other uses and easing the burden on the agricultural sector. In summary, vertical gardening is more than just a trend. It's smart, sustainable way to bring fresh produce closer to people, especially where space, affordability, and access are major issues. Take Bambalapitiya for example. It's a densely populated urban area in Sri Lanka with a population density of 4,587 people per square kilometers and a land area of 370 acres. There's virtually no agricultural land available for traditional farming. Vertical microgardening is ideal in this context as these can be set up in balconies, rooftops, or indoor walls, giving easy access to fresh fruits and vegetables without needing horizontal land for it. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, set by the United Nations in 2015 are listed here. These goals aim to make the world a better place by 2030 for people, for the planet, and for prosperity. So, I would like to give a brief introduction on all the 17 SDG goals. Some of them. No poverty. The first goal is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. No one should live without basic needs like food, shelter, or income. And another example would be zero hunger. This goal is to fight for hunger by promoting food security, better nutrition, and sustainable agriculture so everyone has access to healthy food. The next would be sustainable cities and communities. Goal 11 promotes safe, inclusive, and environmentally friendly cities where people can live and thrive. Climate action. Climate change is real. Goal 13 urges immediate action to reduce emissions and protect our planet. In the next slide, I'll be talking about how vertical gardens help with three important SDG goals. Here are the three SDG goals that will be included for vertical microgardening. There's zero hunger, sustainable cities and communities, and responsible consumption and production. So, talking about zero hunger, it provides access to fresh nutrients and fruits and vegetables. And for sustainable cities and communities, they reduce the need for land needed for the agricultural purposes. And for responsible consumption and production, This promotes low cost food production at home.
Thank you, Saninde. My name is Sanula Perera, and I'm here to present the key stakeholders involved in our project and also discuss how this initiative or concept impacts people, the environment, and the economy. Let's start by identifying the stakeholders. These are the people or groups who are directly or indirectly involved in the project. First, we have the residents. They are the primary beneficiaries. Not only will they reap the benefits of the garden, but they'll also be responsible for maintaining and harvesting them. Then we have the architects. Their role is to design gardens that the best meet the needs of the residents and the overall vision of the developers. Next up, probably one of the most important stakeholders are civil engineers. They make sure that the actual construction goes according to plan, ensuring everything is structurally sound. Then to regulate the whole process and make sure everything meets the necessary building codes and sustainability standards, we need urban planners. Suppliers are the people or companies who provide necessary materials for the gardens and possibly also handle ongoing maintenance. As you can see in this slide as well, next we have technology providers. These specialists come in if the design calls for smart features like automated irrigation or sensors. Another party that might not seem obvious at first but are essential for handling waste effectively is the waste management services. Finally, the broader community is what keeps this all together by supporting, promoting, and in many cases helping to manage the gardens. As you can see, each of these stakeholders plays a vital role in both the success and sustainability of vertical gardens in residential spaces. Now I'll hand over the rest to Nimnath to speak about the impact categorization.
Thank you, Sanula. My name is Nimnath, and I'll continue talking about the rest of task 2. This section points out the negative implications on the people, the environment, and the economy if a concept such as vertical microgardens is not followed. I'll be starting off with the implications on the people, and as you can see in the slide, these vertical microgardens can bring communities closer together, encourage teamwork, and promote healthier lifestyles. This, of course, applies to gardening as a whole, but since we're talking about growing a personal garden in limited spaces, such as apartments, I feel like the effects can be much more resounding. Now, on the other hand, if such opportunities are to be ignored, people could miss out on these vital community experiences, and access to fresh produce might become limited. This is a phenomenon I have personally experienced as I have used to live in an apartment a few years back. Now, moving on about the implications for the environment, we can say that gardening helps counter air and soil pollution by introducing greenery and by absorbing CO2 in the environment. However, if we don't adopt such initiatives, environmental degradation continues to go unchecked, which will continue to harm the environment even more. Lastly, I want to talk about the impact on the economy. So, what we can say is that vertical gardens can reduce food costs for residents and may even add value to their homes as there's an increasing demand in the world towards greener homes. On the contrary, without such solutions, households could face higher food prices and less attractive home values. So, in short, while the benefits are substantial across all these categories, the risks of not implementing these solutions are just as significant. And with that, my part ends here. I will now hand over to Ima to explain the rest.
Thank you, Nimnath. My name is Edirisinghe. What is the benefits of stakeholders? First, home owners and residents. They can be identified as the main stakeholder. These benefits include access fresh vegetable, fruits, herbs and right at home. And also it can lead to significant cost saving. Growing and consuming fresh products support healthier eating habits. They are the benefits they will get. Then next for us, which means students involved in project teams. Mainly, it provides a practical learning experience and connecting our academic knowledge to the real world sustainable solution. Most importantly, it gives us sustainable practicing, project planning, and teamwork. These are the main benefits we can get about this project. Let's talk about benefit for urban planners and development authorities. This enhance city aesthetic and contribute positively to public health. Next, not only that, but also they help cities align with climate action plans and the sea and sustainable development. Finally, for civil engineers, engineers play a key role in building of bridge, building and other urban structures. They can be helped to water management solutions like rainwater harvesting and irrigation systems. These all ensure a great knowledge about the concept for engineers. Now, over to you, Sandurmi.
Thank you, Emma. Now let's continue about the remaining stakeholders. First, the architectures. When talking about the architectures, vertical garden enhance aesthetic appeal of buildings. They encourage modular green design innovation. Most importantly, they improve building energy efficiency. Suppliers and the tech providers. When talking about them, they create an expanding market for garden kits and support systems. There's growth potential in vertical farming technology. It opens doors for customized and innovative solutions. Even CSR initiatives like community sponsorships or school gardens become great opportunities. Okay, now let's talk about some examples of the previous stakeholders. First, in Colombo, Sri Lanka, urban families are use vertical gardens to grow leafy vegetables on their balconies. And also in Kandy, Sri Lanka, pilot micro gardens projects are improve community relations and reduce food deserts. And also in Colombo, Sri Lanka, civil engineers are helping refine all the buildings to include rooftop gardens and green walls. And also, Sri Lankan architectures are exploring rooftop and vertical garden residential projects to improve invisibility. Environmental NGOs. They can promote urban biodiversity. They support rainwater management and better resource use. These gardens also serve as tools for sustainability education and the training. When talking about waste management and the community, the micro gardens beautify unused vertical spaces in cities, encourage composting and reuse of organic waste also help to improve living conditions. Finally, the government. They can optimize urban land for food and greenery and also help to maintain public health and food security. So we can say that when vertical micro gardens are more than just a trend, they are multi-benefit solutions for different sectors. Let's rethink our vertical space and turn walls into opportunities. Thank you so much for listening.